We were just headed to Ocas's to help you guys. Looks like it's not needed anymore.
So, Ivy's dead.
Yeah.
The rebellion will take care of the rest. Right now, our family needs to remain hidden until it's safe.
I suppose that's why wyverns don't get involved in human affairs. Honestly, for Raven to have been able to do that to a relic wielder.
Ivy wasn't able to harness the full power of the relic. It takes far too many years to be in complete control of a relic, something only a few of the Divine were able to do. A Divine warrior at their true power is far more powerful than a wyvern. Ivy's carelessness shows that she would never be ready for that kind of power.
Who are you exactly? You speak as if you knew them personally.
I did.
Mom?
Lucinda, you knew this?
No, I was never aware of this. I was aware she was ancient, but not that ancient.
Excuse me, young lady! I'm old, but I still have feelings!
Whoops. I almost forgot about that.
Well, at least you're consistent in how you feel about me. I wasn't expecting forgiveness right off the bat.
Forgive me for interrupting this, sentimental family moment, but you asked us in here to speak of Irene. The truth.
Yes.
Hyria?
What I am about to tell you, you'll never find in any book ever written. Only Irene and those who knew her closely would have known this. It is of her personal life, her death, and her wishes.
Hyria, are you sure now's the right time to reveal this?
Now is the perfect time. Judging by what has happened, it appears she's done exactly what she set out to do.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you the story. A very long time ago, I was great friends with Lady Irene herself. I was the last person to ever see her before she fell into slumber.
Are you telling me you've been alive for over 1,000 years?
Much longer than that, dear, but the story isn't about me.
What does this have to do with the new relic?
Shh. Quiet, my child, and let me explain. Now, Irene was a wonderful person. She fought countless wars and helped the lives of so many people across the world, not just in this region. She was around long before regions were even concepts. Her love of the world and its people was admirable. She'd help anyone who needed it, and always fought for a just cause. Or whichever cause was the most just. Not every war has a righteous side. But even she, who was a goddess among men, knew when to step aside and let humans fight their own battles. Of all 6 divine warriors, she was the only one who didn't go through the cycle of reincarnation through death.
Forgive me, but I was under the impression that they all lived for a very long time.
They did. But Irene was different. She was the matron, the one divine warrior who transcended them all, destined to live as she watched her friends go through their cycle of rebirth and reincarnation.
Sounds like a horrible life.
It was. For Irene, nothing was more painful than seeing her friends die. I remember that day.
But there's more to the story.
Indeed. Even though the divine warriors were gods, some of them allowed human emotions to control their actions. A long time ago, Irene, Enki, Esmond, Menphia, and Kolzak had to kill Shad the Destroyer.
Aphmau?
I'm fine. Sorry, just something bothering me.
I see. In any case, Shad loved Irene deeply, and Irene loved him back. However, their love was star-crossed, for the fates destined Irene to be a champion for peace, while Shad was destined to be the warrior of chaos and destruction, good and evil. They were caught in a constant cycle of conflict, but Irene always brought him back. She would throw Shad into different realms to fight their battles, which he eventually learned to break, thus giving him the title Realm Breaker. Even though Irene loved Shad, she always put others first, above her own needs and desires. She was forever compelled to resolve conflicts and help others in this realm. Then there was Esmond, the Protector. Esmond was a shield for good. He would fight by Irene's side. However, the fates work in cruel ways, and eventually he fell in love with Irene. This caused conflict between the three warriors often, but this grated on her, and over time she forgot how to love, how to feel empathy. She lost her emotions for everyone and everything, being the longest living of the divine warriors. Well, you can only live for so long before you disconnect from human emotions.
You think?
Tell me that after you've lived over 1,000 years!
As I was saying, Irene continued to do good for the world, but she was no longer able to return feelings of love to those that loved her, even me. During this time, Esmond, Enki, and Kolzak together determined that if Shad was gone, there would be no darkness in this world, and maybe Irene would learn to love again. How they came to this conclusion still remains a mystery to me. I never believed he was the source of darkness in this world. Darkness comes from the hearts of humans. In any case, Shad found out of this betrayal and lost all reason. He ascended and turned into something purely evil, what we know as the Shadow Lord. It was Irene's greatest fight. She ended up creating the Irene dimension for the sole purpose of containing Shad there. It was a fight that lasted ages. In the end, the 5 divine warriors banded together and managed to break Shad and his relic into pieces, scattered throughout the world, and locked his soul away in the Nether. After all that, Irene didn't feel anything, and in a twisted way, this actually hurt her. She wanted to feel sorrow for Shad's death, but she could not. Eventually, her fellow divine warriors died, leaving her all alone in this world. Do you feel anything, Aphmau?
I don't know.
Then let me continue. Irene came to me one day and said, "I want to learn how to feel again." She decided to seal away all of her memories and go into slumber in the realm she created, the Irene dimension. She took her powers from herself and left them in a relic in her realm. As she sealed away her memories, she gave me a staff and said, "Take this. When it glows, place it somewhere where I can be woken from my slumber. Place it somewhere that needs my help." And with that, she vanished into her realm. Hundreds of years later, a boy who had just reborn into a shadow knight came into my forest. A boy who, even though lost all emotion, still cared for his brother.
And you said, "Take this and place it somewhere that needs the help of Irene." Back then, I didn't think you meant the help of the actual Irene.
Wait, what?
Aphmau, you are Lady Irene.
What?
There's no way.
You can't be serious, Mom.
By the six.
You're telling me that I am Irene? I have no recollection of that. It's impossible.
You are Irene. And you know this.
Oh my Irene! Oh my... me? What?
I know it's a lot to take in.
While this is crazy, I believe you. You have no reason to lie.
Forgive me for leaving you, Lucinda. But you see, Irene was right. The longer you live, the more you forget how to love.
So, what does the story have to do with the relic we see before us? Why is it going to Aphmau if she already has a relic?
This relic is of Shad, the Destroyer.
Suitable for someone like Ivy.
Of course it would be, for you see, there are two ways for the relics to find a host. One is for them to seek someone of like personality of the original wielder. In this case, Ivy. The other is to find a member of the bloodline.
Bloodline? Wait, does that mean Levitt is my great-great-grandson? He has the bloodline of Irene!
No, Irene was once a human many centuries ago. She had family, and she did a great job keeping them around her. Irene never had any kids herself, but she did want children of her own.
This makes no sense. Why is Shad's relic trying to go to Aphmau if she's nothing like Shad or of his bloodline?
Shad, however, moved past Irene and had children with a mortal. His legacy lived on.
The last bloodline descendants of Shad were the family of Falcon Claw, but since the tragic incident years ago, they're almost likely dead.
Aphmau, you are with child, are you not?
Huh? How did you know?
I knew when I saw you last time you came to the forest.
You're pregnant? Oh, I love babies! Congratulations!
Thank you.
Forgive me for asking, but who is the father of your child?
The former Lord of Falconclaw.
They live? Thank Irene! You have no idea the guilt I've suffered knowing that Zane was the reason they...
Mother.
Pardon me for a minute. I need to step outside.
In any case, it's clear why Shad's relic wants to go to you. You have his bloodline child. It's funny how fate works. A child of good and evil. I'm interested in how your baby's fate will intertwine with the strings of destiny.
I just need some time to take this in.
Mother, this is a lot for her to take in. Give her some time to adjust before going on about the baby's destiny.
You're right. In any case, I've told you all I've needed to. Irene, know that I love you and will always be here for you.
I've always known something was wrong with Zane. I'd always hoped my love would change him. But it was too late.
Mom.
Garroth?
I still love her, Vlad. Even after everything that's happened. I know this hasn't been easy for her. And I know I haven't helped. But I needed time to process this. I was angry at her. But really, I was mad at myself for not saying anything sooner.
I know this can't be easy for you.
There's so much to take in. I knew she was special, but Lady Irene?
I'm talking about Aphmau and the baby.
Oh, and what is this? My little brother is going to tell me something about relationship advice. Someone who's never even admitted to liking a girl? This is a surprise.
Not exactly.
No, it's not, I suppose. You always do like to give advice. I didn't realize I was in such bad shape. Now a Shadow Knight is giving me love tips? Oh, great.
Nothing good would happen if I were giving you relationship advice. We both know that.
You don't have to tell me twice.
But I do know something about what you're going through. You and Aphmau. As someone who was born without a father, I know what it's like to... Let's just say I'm very familiar with situations too like these. Say what you will about him. I'm not here to debate that. I'll always be thankful to him for accepting me. For letting me be a part of your family.
Vlad.
He's right, Garroth. I'm very proud of your father for what he did for me. For our family. I was terrified when I was pregnant with Vlad. I didn't know what to do. But your father told me that he loved me regardless, and everything was going to be okay.
I know I may not have belonged as a Romaive. Or, at least Zane didn't think so. But you and Mom, you are my family.
I don't know her, Aphmau, well, but I can tell you that she's going to need all of the help she can get. And I know she wants you to be there for her. She needs you.
How can you tell?
A mother just knows these things.
Despite Mother's apparent psychic abilities, she's right. Aphmau needs you. She cares about you.
Vlad, Mother, thank you both. You're right. I've gotten so caught up in myself, I didn't stop to think about what I could do to help. Oh, the relics, the magi, there's so many things we've learned. I'm part of this life now, for good or bad. And she is too. There's more I could do, and I want to be there for her.
You should probably tell her this, and not us then.
Oh, you're quite right.
Do it, Gargar.
I hate to break up the party, but unless Hyria has room for 6, it's time we started heading back to Phoenix Drop.
Actually, if it's alright with you, Hyria, I would love to stay here with you and catch up. We haven't seen each other in ages.
I would like that. I'll make some tea. You are all welcome to stay longer, but I know you're eager to get back to Phoenix Drop.
Thank you for the invitation, but we'd better be going. I'm so happy you revealed my past when you did.
You made me promise to let you experience life with emotion, and I believe you have. If you somehow manage to regain your memories of me, come back to visit. I'd love to talk about old times again.
Thank you, old friend. Take care.
Aphmau.
Garroth, I know a lot has happened.
Aphmau, please. I am your guard. No matter what happens, or who you love, I'll be here for you.
Garroth, you are more than just a guard to me. You always have been.
You're welcome, milady. Now, let's go fix this world together.
You know, Michi wants to thank you for getting us out of there.
You really didn't have to do that.
I wanted to.
Well, for what my thanks is worth, thank you. So, what are you planning to do now?
I have to answer the calling.
Has it gotten that bad? I see, so she would be dead if you saw her again.
What about you two?
Michi's taking me back to Tula.
Michi wants to go home. This region is boring. Especially if a cutie like you is gone.
I hope you two have fun together.
I'm sure we will. Good luck, Laurence. Say hi to Jean for me. If he's still alive.
Bye!
There's someone I need to find.